ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. Let all the gurus bless you and your family and your spiritual growth. This talk is very important. Listen with meditativeness, not with impatience, not in a hurry. Always listen with meditativeness, each and every word, and the gaps. The gaps also mean to give some teaching, because you need energy to observe. So without gap, it is not good. So specifically, I have left the natural gaps so that you can register, you can understand, you can assimilate the teaching of Sri Shankara. Please listen with meditativeness, then you will get a great benefit out of it. Slokas of vivekachudamani. We have already seen the Shishya is asking a question, and he says, I am asking out of my ignorance, confused mind. Please answer me. For this, Bhagavan Sri Shankara answers, Shri Guru Ruvacha Samyak Prishtam Tvaya Vitvan Savadanena Tachrunu. Samyak Prishtam, excellent question. Tvaya, asked by you. You have asked an excellent question. Vidwan, he calls him Vidwan. The confused person is called as Vidwan. Why? Master calling a Shishya Vidwan is not correct. It's not a correct word. That means there is something in this Vidwan word. He addresses him as the Jnani. Shishya became a Jnani at that moment. Why? Because the Shishya has realized that he is asking question, but not out of his great knowledge, not out of his great ego. He is asking, and because of his ignorance, that I am asking out of confusion, confused mind. That means he has a clarity that he is confused. Many people think they are asking very good questions, and they impose their intellectual knowledge to encounter the great jnanis. They don't learn. That's why he is going to learn and become a Vidwan in future. That's why he addresses him Vidwan. The way he addressed him as Vidwan, makes this question very important. Only a jnani can, future jnani can ask this type of question. That is the meaning. Then he tells, Savadhanena tat shrunu. Now you listen very carefully, very carefully. Savadhanena means with peaceful mind, with carefulness. So any question can be asked, but listening to the answer is very important. It requires concentration. Pramanikeena bhavati Brandya mohita kalpana. Brandya means deluded mind. If somebody takes brandy, then his mind is deluded. That's why it is called brandi. It is coming from Sanskrit root, brandi, the recover name. Mohita kalpana, imagination which is again deluded. There are two types of imaginations. One is right imagination. Everything is logical. That is called right imagination. Then somebody goes into imagination because of the deluded mind. His mind was corrupted. From that standpoint, he starts thinking. That is called Brandya Kalpana. By such thinking, Kalpana thinking, Pramanam is not possible. Direct truth is not possible. Pramana means direct truth. Direct contact with the ultimate truth is not at all na bhavati. So man is suffering from deluded mind, delusions. Many kinds of delusions. He thinks he is perfect, but he is completely deluded. The deluded person maintains himself as an intelligent person to others. It is like wearing a color glass and looking at the world. You get colored already. Your mind is already looking through colored glasses. You go for opinions. You want to meet a person, a doctor or lawyer or a Swamiji. First you collect some informations. Many people give different opinions. They are also confused. They are also having deluded mind. From them you are collecting the informations about certain things, about certain persons, how it will be. So it is all corrupted. It's all corrupted. It's all colored. Then you take a decision. This is what called Brandya. This is just like a drunkard person. A drunkard sees things which are not there. One time a fellow jumped from the 4th floor and he opened his eyes in ICU. The doctors asked him, "Why did you jump?" He said, "I was drinking. Suddenly I felt I can fly." That's what happens to the deluded mind. It is not true. So with such mind, with such delusions about the world, about the senses, about the body, about the mind, about the intellect, about the ego, you are completely having your own ideas, not the ideas of the jnani, not the ideas of the enlightened masters. It is your own making. With that, if you see, you cannot see the truth. Pramanam. Pramanam is called direct knowledge. You might have heard this word again and again. In the court, they say Pramana Patiram. So you should, it's called affidavit, you should submit the facts,
true facts. That's called Pramanam. You take Pramanam over a book, they take Satyam. That means Pramanam means Satyam. So it cannot be understood at all. So here the master enlightens the Shishya. You are right, you cannot see the truth. So please listen very, very carefully. If you listen like listening to all other deluded persons, again you will miss the Pramanam. So first let me remove your deluded mind. How to keep the deluded mind aside and look at me and listen to me. So there are many things to be done. The mind has very big past. The past will overcome you again and again. That's why satsang is needed again and again. Even Arjuna needed 700 slokas from Krishna. That is the condition of the deluded mind. If Arjuna takes 700 verses who lived physically with the greatest master Krishna, what about those who don't like gurus, don't like masters, don't like undergoing discipline? It becomes a dream, that's all. That's what Bhagavan Sri Shankara tells. Vidwan. Vidwan means while calling Vidwan, they call Vidwan. Atman, oh my dear Atman, Vidwan, Brahman, like that they call. It's a calling, addressing way. So let us see what are the things one should do to negate the deluded mind. Brandhim vina swasangasya niskriyasya nirakritehe. Let us go slowly, because Shankara gave a very great importance to the reply to the question. He is asking the disciple savadhanena, with full concentration, with a lot of patience, you must listen. Brandhim vina swasangasya, without deluded mind. Swasangasya means with detachment. Swasangasya means with detachment. Niskriyasya, going beyond the actions. Nirakritehe, with formlessness. So when you listen without delusions, you will be listening without attachment. Attachment means you are already attached to certain ideas, certain things. So one who is listening without delusion is having the character of non-attachment, swasangasya. Niskriyasya, who is, so attachment happens when you have actions. Niskriyasya means beyond actions. Actions bring fruits, then you get attached to the fruits. Nirakritehe means you get attached to the forms. That's what we do. So we are getting attached to forms, we are getting attached to our fruits of action. So one who is listening without delusion will listen with detachment. That is the first line. It has great meaning. So if you are already listening with opinions, with your own intellectual things to great masters like Shankara, then there will be no result. That's what he says. Na gadethartha sambandha nabaso niladadivat. He gives a great example. Navaso, Navasaha. Navasaha means the space. Neelatadivat, it looks like blue. Space has no color, but it looks like blue. So it is imposed. It has no color, but you are seeing blue and you believe it. When you are with non-attachment, when you are beyond the actions, when you are beyond the forms, then you will not create any dependence upon the world. That is the meaning of na gadethartha sambandha. You will not create any link, any attachment with the world. Like, even if you create some link, some attachment, it is meaningless because you have attached the color blue to the space. In what way it is correct? This is called delusion. This is how the delusion mind is seeing. Everyone is seeing. That is this example is really great because not only you, the whole world sees the sky blue, so it must be true. Democracy. But the truth is, it is not at all true. Like the sun is rising in the east, everyone is seeing, but it is not true. Sun is standing there, earth is rotating, isn't it? So this is the explanation for Brahmandi Darshan, delusion mind. So if you are deluded, confused, the confused person will not realize at all that he is confused. Like the whole world is seeing blue. If you say it is not blue, you become a madman at that time. Now it is okay. Like when somebody told the earth is round, not flat, many people have been killed. Galileo has lived in the prison for many years because he said the truth. The most important point is non-attachment. The person who has no delusion will be having non-attachment. He will be beyond the results of the actions. That means very, very peaceful. The actions give good fruits, bad fruits, but he is beyond everything, means he is very peaceful person. Nirakritehe. He is beyond forms. You see, what does it mean? Form means everything for the world. When you are attached to the body, when you are identified to the body, you see forms everywhere. If you are not attached to the body, if you are beyond the body, you don't see the forms, you see the godliness. When you see a form, you see character, good, bad, like that. Dvitam will come in, duality will come in. If you are not attached to the body, then only you will not be attached to the forms. This is not explicitly told here, it will come in the later portions. So many important points are touched. Even though it is very, very short time, very slowly, but very deeply, Bhagavan Sri Shankara brought the most important point of non-attachment into the clarity of the mind. And he appreciated the Shishya as a Vidwan. Even though he is an ignorant person, he can be called Vidwan by Shankara because he is very clear that he is asking from his deluded mind. That awareness is there, humbleness is there, egolessness is there. That's the reason. So we will see next slokas with more explanations, more depths to this question. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya.